parents always say, if you eat too much candy, you'll get sick. Although it's true, but it wasn't the case for my friend. It was a couple years ago. Me and my friend Rudy were both 12 years old, out on Halloween night, trick-or-treating, getting lots of candy in our pillowcase bags. Halloween was our favorite holiday. We loved wearing costumes, going door to door, getting candy, seeing other houses with Halloween decorations. We even liked seeing other people's costumes. I was wearing a cowboy costume and Rudy was wearing a superhero costume. On that year, me and Rudy had planned to go to as many houses as possible. Although the neighborhood we were living in was relatively big, it didn't stop us from getting as much candy as possible. We started at around 6:30 p.m. and we were able to get so much candy within the 2 hours. Around 8:30 p.m., me and Rudy saw porch lights being turned off and people going home. So we decided to go to one more house before we call it night. The last house we went to was a gray house with no Halloween decorations set up on the lawn nor on the house. The porch light was the only light source illuminating the door. Rudy and I walked up to the door and rang the doorbell. After a couple of minutes, the door opened and we saw the homeowner. A man with short beard, short hair, wearing a black shirt and dark gray pants. Me and Rudy both said trick or treat, but before he gave us candy, he told us that he'll give us all the candy that he had because he was going to bed. We were both shocked and extremely happy that the man was going to give us all of his candy that he has. He started pouring candy in our bags to the point where they were becoming too heavy to carry. He had almost 4 full bags of candy, and he was giving it all to us. The man finished giving us all the candy that he had. Me and Rudy said thank you to the man. He said you're welcome, and we started walking to my house. As soon as me and Rudy got back home, we rushed to show my parents how much candy we'd gotten from trick-or-treating. My parents were so shocked that we've gotten a lot of candy. They said that they're going to go through the candy before we eat any. After a few minutes, my parents had checked all the candy and said that we can finally have some. Before me and Rudy got any, however, my mom told us to not eat too much candy or we'll get sick tomorrow. But my dad said that we'll be fine and that it's Halloween. But we told them that we wouldn't, and after that, me and Rudy grabbed some candy and headed to my room. I forgot to mention that Rudy and I were having a sleepover at my house on that night, so that's why after trick-or-treating we went to my house. After at least an hour of playing games and eating candy, my mom came into the room to tell us that it's time for bed. Although we didn't want to, but me and Rudy turned off the TV and started to get ready for bed. I asked my mom if we can have one more piece of candy before bed, but she said no. Me and Rudy kept asking, but again, she told us no. So we brushed our teeth, said goodnight, and went to sleep. It wasn't even a minute until Rudy woke me up and said that we should sneak into the kitchen after my parents fall asleep and eat the rest of our candy. I told him that we shouldn't because we'll get in trouble in the morning. So Rudy went back to his sleeping bag and we went back to sleep. I suddenly woke up at around 1 a.m. by a noise in the house. I got out of bed and decided to investigate the noise. As I was about to walk to my door, I saw that Rudy wasn't sleeping in his sleeping bag. And then I got the realization that the noise must have been Rudy, and he was in the kitchen eating more candy. I had to stop him before he gets into trouble. Trying my best to stay as quiet as possible, I left my room and went downstairs and headed to the kitchen. What happened next? I still remember every single thing that happened. When I walked into the kitchen, I saw Rudy sitting on the floor, candy wrappers littered around him. It looked like he had eaten all the candy from the bowl that my parents put it in and has gotten a stomach ache since he was holding his stomach, probably in pain from all the candy. I went up to Rudy and asked him what's wrong. He told me that his stomach is too full and that it hurts so bad. I told him that he shouldn't have eaten all that candy and that we should go back to bed. Maybe the pain might go away in the morning. Rudy said okay and tried to get up, but couldn't from the stomach ache. So I decided to help him, but as soon as Rudy got to his feet, he started to groan in pain. He said that his stomach was hurting even more. He started crying and wailing from the pain. I didn't know what to do. He was being loud, and I just know that my parents will hear his cries, so I tried to calm him down and told him that he's going to be fine. Suddenly, I saw some liquid leaking from his stomach. The liquid started dripping onto the floor, and it was making a fizzing noise. Then all of a sudden, Rudy collapsed onto the floor. He laid there motionless. The liquid started to puddle under him. I stood in front of Rudy's body, in shock and not knowing what to do. I eventually heard my parents coming down the stairs. When they entered the kitchen and saw what happened, my mom screamed, and my dad said that we need to take Rudy to the hospital now. My dad picked up Rudy and told me and my mom to get in the car. My mom grabbed the keys and we left as quickly as possible. After at least 20 minutes, we finally made it to the hospital. We ran inside and the hospital staff put Rudy on a gurney and took him into surgery. It was around 3 a.m. when a nurse came back to tell us that Rudy was dead. He died from a ruptured stomach. The nurse said that the stomach rupture was caused by too much food consumption and the stomach acid had leaked out and burned a hole through his belly, as well as causing an infection to his intestines. I couldn't believe it. Rudy was dead. His parents were called to the hospital. Once they arrived, the nurse took him to see their son. Me and my parents went with them, and once we got to the room that Rudy was in, his parents started to break down in tears. Rudy's mom was crying, and Rudy's dad was next to her trying to comfort her. Then he asked me and my parents what happened. We told him what happened, and once we finished, he asked us to give them some time alone. So we left the hospital and went back home. After Rudy's funeral, his parents didn't talk to me or my parents again. I think that they blamed me for Rudy's death. And I blame myself too. I should have stopped him from eating all that candy, but I didn't know he was actually going to do it. I still think back on that day. I could have stopped him, but I didn't. Maybe it was my fault. It's been 2 years since Rudy died, and I miss him. Rudy was my best friend since the 1st grade, and he died on Halloween night from eating too much candy. It's currently only a few days away from Halloween, and this year, I don't think I'm going to trick-or-treat, because it's only going to remind me of that night and what happened to Rudy. But if you're going to, then be careful and don't eat too much candy. You'll never know what might happen. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this Halloween video I made, why don't you check out last year's Halloween videos? I also make some Creepypasta videos down here. Please don't forget to subscribe, and have a happy Halloween.